It's the National Economic Council's first physical meeting of 2023 and the last for the Buhari administration. The topmost economic advisory body, chaired by the Vice President, has converged here to evaluate its mandate in the last 8 years. The Council also discussed post-subsidy removal plans, and with 2 months to its commencement, the Council's decision indicates an imminent postponement.
Council agreed that the timing for the removal of fuel subsidy should not be now, but that we should continue with all of the preparatory works that needs to be done, and that this preparatory work has to be done in consultation with the states and other key stakeholders, including representatives of the incoming administration. Council agreed that the fuel subsidy must be removed earlier rather than later because it is not sustainable. We cannot afford it anymore, but we have to do it in such a way that the impact of the subsidy is as much as possible mitigated on the lives of the ordinary Nigerian.
Asked if there was a timeline to the decisions reached, the minister had this to say.
If the committee's work, which will include the representatives of the incoming administration, determine that the removal can be done by June, then the work plan will be designed to exit as of June. But if the determination is that the period needs to be extended, it will mean that we will have, as a country, will have to revisit the Appropriation Act, for example, because the 2023 budget only made provision up to June. So if we are extending beyond June, it means we have to revisit the Appropriation Act and do a supplementary or amend the bill, and also the PIA.
The 2022 flooding, which was one of the worst in decades, was also discussed.
About 16 states have compiled comprehensively their own reports and their losses, and 20 states will bring within next week, so that we'll compile and then submit to our next chairman, who will now also discuss with the Presidential Committee on Flooding, so that the two documents will be synchronized and relief will be sent to the victims.
Some members of the council highlight the challenges faced.
During 2015 to date, the country went into economic recession twice. That is a big temptation. And a lot of financial engineering came into play under the chairmanship of the Vice President, and we came out of the recessions.
You cannot do or perform without resources, and the resources are very, very scarce, and the contending needs are there, they are so enormous. So certainly we have discussed all these issues, and we have found ourselves in a medial position to say that going forward, we are very hopeful that the economy will grow, and some of these areas of subsidy removal will definitely give us some lifeline.
As the National Economic Council concludes its valedictory meeting, one thing is clear: the fate of petrol subsidies in Nigeria remains uncertain. With the incoming administration set to take office in just over a month, all eyes will be on the next steps to be taken on the controversial fuel subsidy matter. Adesua Omoruan, Arise News.